think the biggest challenge is not to do anything. And one has to be very clear that all these problems are man-made problems fundamentally, and we can do something about it. And the way to go about doing something about it is to say, how can we put people at the center of policy making? How can we do policy making as if people matter? And I'll give you a very specific example. In the UK, for instance, someone made an adjustment of growth rates between the 80s and the 90s. 80s are seen to be a very good decade because Margaret Thatcher was leading the country, and then somehow 90s were not so good. The minute you make an inequality adjustment to that, the picture almost reverses. So I think if we put people at the center of our thinking or policy making, that will improve things tremendously, because we then deal with real issues and real problems. Policies influence how people live their lives. And I think if we can form a clear view of that, and the rest will follow. Of course, this is a broader issue. There are a lot of challenges, but I think that's the perspective we have to adopt. Well, the middle class is very much with us globally. And by 2030, for instance, projections are that 2/3 of the world's middle class will be in Asia. So Latin America has to now pivot, as it were, into a much more comprehensive way of looking at the world. Historically, it's been very close to the US and North America. And I think now is the chance to develop long-term trading, economic, social partnership with the rest of the world, because that's where the growth is going to be in the future. And that will determine how well economies do in Latin America, how far these economies can overcome what has been termed as the middle income trap, countries like Brazil and Argentina and Chile and others. So I think we have to situate these countries in a rapidly globalizing world, but in a way which means that new links have to be nurtured and maintained and developed with new institutions. And I think that would be the perspective for Latin America in the future.